Hi everyone, welcome to Enhle Speaks. My name is Untombe Enhle, and this is Enhle Speaks, where we tackle womanhood, life, and everything in between. The purpose of this channel is to use social issues as teachable moments for modern women, and I hope I do you guys justice. Disclaimer: persons mentioned in this video and views expressed in these videos should not be taken as fact. They are just social, or they are just based on social issues and personal opinions. So whatever is stated about individuals is not fact. I think that is very important. But yeah, bantase ngiyanamukela ku YouTube channel yethu. Yeah, because this was I don't know, a joint project yethu sonke. Yeah, I am gonna be speaking about the podcast ka El Tido and no Siswethu Unandi Mngoma, interview yabo. But I'm not gonna be very deep lapho. I'm just gonna bypass khona sizokwenza ini the teachable moment part. Yeah. So this is the everything in between in womanhood life and everything in between. So yeah. A few days ago, yeah, I released a podcast. There's been a lot of talk and controversy around it. But I think one thing I must state, for those who follow me on TikTok, they know Uti, how I feel about such advice given to women. You guys know how I feel. For those who are new, let me break everything down for you. Okay, I watched the podcast and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't finish it. Ngibukile nje, ngabona a few points here and there, but I did not finish it. I'm gonna try to speak as much English. However, is not my mother, the language. So I am gonna integrate a bit of Zulu because I am a native speaker of isiZulu. So it's bound to happen like that. And I'm so comfortable in expressing myself in isiZulu. But yeah, I watched the podcast a bit. I think for me, there were good moments in that podcast where Unandi is just taking us through her journey, how she was brought up, the kind of family she grew up in. But there are a few moments that I pinpointed on the podcast. Obvious, the two trending videos where she's giving advice about how women should be more gracious to men, and also the advice about how women should seek to be more independent. But I think from the jump, for me, from the moment that podcast started, there was this particular moment that I feel like it didn't get as much attention, but I did see in the comments that it was getting the attention, where El Tido made reference as to how Nandi's natural hair is a contributor to her marriage's longevity. That was a very problematic joke for me as a woman. And I feel as though a lot of us women, we were never really exposed to Nandi's opinions. We've always seen her as this pretty woman who is on our screens, who is doing amazing work, but we've never really been exposed to her thinking, her train of thought. We never really got to know what her views and what her stance is. Ukuthi ukholelwa kini, yini la kholelwa kuyo, what nje, we never really got that kind of interview out of her. And I'm so grateful for my podcast anjengaka El Tido, where it's a boys club kind of vibe, where when women come there, they really expose ukuthi are they women centered? Are they aware of womanhood? Or are they, I don't know, subjects to a patriarchy? Do they serve a patriarchy? And I think that time and time again, I am yet to see a woman standing up for women when it really matters. I feel, from my personal opinion, obvious, this is all about my personal opinion, I feel like she could have done us grace as women when the joke came up about weaves having a factor in your marriage's longevity or marriage's lasting. And not to overstep or anything, but her being close to these women who have suffered public humiliation after a divorce, I would think that she would be someone who would not find that joke so funny. Ukuthi marriage kabani didn't last because of a weave. Because El Tito even challenged everyone in studio herself. In fact, she played into the joke yokuthi you wearing a weave has a factor in your marriage lasting. I think that was the first problematic point for me, kuleana kuzana. And I think ukuthi sometimes as women, we abandon each other when we are faced with a group of men. We are afraid to use our voices to correct such notions, because we do know ukuthi sikwi society that really puts ama-looks abantu besifazane under a microscope. We understand. We do know how South African men claim to feel about women not wearing their natural hair. We all know the whole social standing around that. So, as a woman who wears natural hair, who can wear her hair naturally, and even considering that there are women who cannot wear their natural hair due to medical reasons, due to preferences, all of that, I would feel ukuthi mina as a fellow woman, I would expect ukuthi someone like her, who's a public figure, would have just said pause. Indaba yomshado has nothing to do with hair. You understand? For someone on a depth who is even going further with podcast, I gave advice. No, but then guys, inwele have nothing to do with how long your marriage will last. That was the first note for me. I think that was the first red flag for me. Ngiyazi ukuthi abantu bayadlala, siyadlalisa emhlabeni. Yeah, understand lokho. But I feel like Leo joke further enforces negative and toxic stereotypes around black women and their hair and their looks. And kwesinye isikhathi ngiyibuza ukuthi I'm always grateful for such moments whenever they happen, where black women, African women betray other women in front of men. To me, that felt like siyatweka sitwekela patriarchy. But sizobuya address ukuthi why I feel that always happens, it's always the case. Furthermore, ngisazoba nje kwi podcast, she called for women, black women, to give more grace to black men because the law is against them, government is against them, abana mali. Yeah, they don't have money. We understand Leon. She called for who? Women. Sorry about that. She called for women to give grace to who? To men. Because men do not have what? Money. Leo advised, here is why I feel that is deeply problematic. I feel like that places once again the responsibility of caring and building a society, of continuing a family, ukuthwala imndeni nokuthwala isizwe. It still places the burden on women, where else women are actually doing that already, by the way, but they are not getting what is due to them in terms of social standing and in terms of social reward. Abafazi bayabekezela already and they get nothing. They don't get glory out of it. Abatholi lutho empeleni, they get vilified when they can no longer bekezela. That is the most problematic part. But intenzima kimi vele is that it still places the burden of constructing a society yokwakha isizwe on women, yokwakha imindeni on women, yokunakekela isizwe on women. We understand? And it doesn't call for men to rise to the challenge, to rise and find ways of defeating the so-called system that is against them. It doesn't place responsibility where it's supposed to be placed when it comes to changing societal issues. Empeleni, it's once again demanding that women make space and accommodation. And all of these things, ayibalayo, uma ngasekuthiwa siyabukisisa kahle, sifaka nje under microscope, black women are right there besides black men suffering. But black women are not only suffering from the hands of a system, from the hands of the master, they are suffering twice in the hands of the very same men that they're supposed to give grace to. And I'm not going to get into the GBV stats or any of that we have going on our society. But nansi reality. Sorry about this. And asikhathi la ekhaya. Ifoni yami silent kodwa still iyakhala. Yeah. Here is a problem enkulu yile yokuthi black women are suffering right beside the black men, but yet black women are supposed to be the one who give grace. And here is why the thing is so unfair. In our communities, I repeat this, men are said to be leaders, but it's always women who have to lead with compassion, who have to lead with love, who have to lead with understanding, who have to lead with accommodating ama weaknesses abantu besilisa. Ngizomove on ngithi, when it came to her giving advice to women, kugcine sekukhulunywa ngama-blesser lapho in that section of the conversation. You know what I found to be deeply problematic with her giving women advice on ama-blesser and all of that stuff? It's because when it came to women, utena, women should be more independent. Women should be empowered to be independent. And the government should put things in place. The very same government that's oppressing men must put things and foundations in place to empower women. Naye she wants to be part of the processes that empower women. Uyazi ukuthi leso statement it's not wrong, but uyazi ukuthi why is it unfair? It is unfair ukuthi when it comes to men, women must give them grace. When it comes to caring for women in our society, the government must do something. Women themselves must pull themselves up by their bootstrings. Do you understand ukuthi lezo statement is problematic kanjani? Because at the center of it all, it's women who must give grace to men and understand ukuthi system against them. Then who gives grace to women? Kuyo yonke nje lento kuthi government ikufanele enze njani afake initiatives in place to what, to care for women. We understand leyo nto. And the women themselves must pull themselves up by their bootstrings. We understand leyo nto. There is nothing eshiwo ukuthi men must pull themselves up by their bootstrings. I think that is where the bulk of my issue is. And into ayenzile is very typical of a South African woman, because angeke siphike ukuthi we are raised to be the ones who champion everything when it comes to building a society. Yet nobody is speaking as loud when it comes to what men should do, what men should change, what's the status quo that men should challenge. Ngicela ukuma la ngizoqhubeka nokurecord. Ngiyabonga.